Good afternoon from Riga. So, uh, I'm starting my webinar. Happy Friday, and thank God it's Friday. I would say, thank God it's Friday because the week has been so interesting. And let's talk about the summer interest rates for major economy. Daniel, how are you? So let's talk about the summer interest rates and what are the global economies they are doing from the Oceanic to Europe to North America and so on. So in the summer, July and August, I would say all the major economy they decided to leave their interest rates unchanged. Majority of them. So I would just take less time to talk about the interest rate because like in Australia, they continue with their monetary policy of after the COVID-19, and when the government start pumping money to the economy, so they are maintaining the interest rates because so that the economy will keep going. Not only in Australia, from Australia to Japan, to Canada, to the European Union, the US, and the UK, and finally the New Zealand. So, what happened in Australia? In July and August, July and August, on the 7th of July and on the 4th of August, the Australia's policymaker decided to release their interest rates. And what happened? They kept their rates unchanged. They kept their rate unchanged, and I think it was 0.25. That was their interest rate. Yeah, they kept it unchanged, and they continue with this with the bond purchasing too in Australia. So in other words, the Australia Central Bank, the Australia Central Bank, they decided to what's it called, maintain the interest rate in order for the economy to keep going. Because let's be reasonable, if the Bank of Australia or the Bank of Japan, the central bank, decided to increase interest rate in this time of uncertainty, it will put a lot of pressure on the country's economy. So it will put a lot of pressure on the country's economy. So that is the reason why they left their interest rate unchanged. That is Australia. And let's go to Japan. And when they when they released their interest rate, what happened? Investors and traders, they were not. I would say they were not totally amazed because you can see the movement of the pips, 0.18%. So there was no big move. But however, since the interest rate for July and August, what happened? We can see when it kept the interest rate unchanged, we can see the Australian dollars already make a new highs. Yeah, that was kind of a new highs the Australian dollar made there. So let's go to Japan. What happened in Japan? The Bank of Japan, they came out with their policy interest rate in 15th of July, and they maintained the interest rate at negative 10%, negative 0.1%. That is what the Japanese central bank did. They left their interest rate unchanged, and so that that is it. And the government, without settling a limit, so that the 10-year yield will remain at around 0%. That is their the bond will remain at 0%. So Japanese the Japanese government, they left their interest rates unchanged at 0.1%. And what happened after the release? You can see there was no reaction in the market. There was no reaction in the market, and what happened so far? Oh, yeah, this decline which you're seeing right now, that the US dollar is totally weak and the Japanese yen is extremely strong, is because of the fundamental news which came out this morning. And the fundamental news was the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe decided to step down. He resigned as the Prime Minister of Japan. So It looks like investors and traders, they decided that, oh, that was a good news. And you can see so far the Japanese yen against the US dollar, yeah, the Japanese yen already gained approximately 1.29% as at this afternoon. So the Japanese yen at this moment is kind of very strong against the US dollars. So let's go further. Uh, uh, so I close that. You can easily find this article as well on our website. When you go to dukascopy.com, you click on the market news research. And when you click on the market news research, what you do, you just go to the article. And when you go to the articles, then the rates, you can see we have July and we have May. So now it's June. The summer is kind of July and August, because why the analysts decided to just combine both of them is because everything is the same as in July and in May. The central bank left their interest rate unchanged. So let's go to Canada. From the Oceanic, now we are going to North America. On July 15th, the same day when the Japanese government or the Japanese central bank released their interest rates, the Bank of Canada did the same thing on the 15th of July. They released their interest rate, and what happened? The Canada's central bank maintained their interest rate. It was still the same, totally unchanged, and yeah, it was totally unchanged. The same with that in July. It was still the same in the in August and June. So for the last 3 or 4 months, I would say since April, Australia, Japan, Canada, they left their interest rates unchanged. When they after they slashed the interest rate, since then they have been maintaining the same rates, from 0.25% to negative 0.1%. So Canada, they left their rates the same, the overnight rate the same, so they did not change it. And let's go to the European Union. For the European Union, they still have their refinancing rate the same, from 0.25 and negative 0.50% respectively. And this bond purchasing program or something like that, yeah, this APP, that was the APP, assets purchasing program. In April, the European Union said that they will continue buying assets for 20 billion euros. So they maintain that and they continue acquiring assets. And with under the additional 120 billion temporarily envelope until the end of the year. That is what they said in April, and they continue purchasing the assets for July and August, spending 20 billion. So that is the reason why you can see, even when the coronavirus is affecting the global economy, if you look at individual states, they are not feeling the effect. You look at stock market is almost all-time high or pre-COVID times high. You look at currency, let's take a look at the Euro USD at this moment. Euro USD, Euro is very strong. Yeah, Euro is very strong. And when the central bank released their rates and they left it unchanged, or they maintained their assets purchasing program, APP, you can see the euro gained 12 pips or 0.11%. But let's look what we have right now since the beginning of August. I will just put 4 hours to be more easier for me to check it. So what we can see, you can see that the euro has been very strong since the beginning of July. Let's put it from July. So since the beginning of July, the euro is kind of making new highs right now. And for the last beginning of August, it make a pullback and continue making a high. Wants to test this is August high. I believe before the end of this month, by the end of Monday trading session, the Euro USD might hit the August previous highs. Yeah, I think so. So you can see currency pair, they are gaining strength. Stock, they are almost all-time high or pre-COVID time high. So the government, they are like just propping up the economy, even when a lot of job has been lost or so. But the government, they just keep maintaining the interest rates or some slashing. But those major economy, none of them are slashed since April. So they just keep maintaining it and pumping a lot of cash, like the European Union, this assets purchasing program, 20 billion every month, 20 billion euro every month. So let's go further. The United States, when the Jeremy Powell or the Central Bank of US released their interest rate policy July 29, they left their interest rate totally unchanged, the same. They left it to be 0.0 from 0 to 0.25%. So that was their interest rate. They left it unchanged, and let's be clear. I think that the central bank, the U.S. central bank, they are like, put it like this: they are just printing a lot of money in order for the U.S. stock exchange to be like the stock to be keeping up with the trend of, like, kind of, you can see the stock market, the V-shaped recovery from the low in March, and almost pre-high, or even S&P 500 already hit the pre-COVID-19 high. So that was kind of a sharp V-shaped recovery, but still the job loss since March in the United States is 22 million. But however, for the last few months, like 2 months, they already gained back 9 million jobs. So more or less, they still have a deficit of 11 or so million, which is kind of job loss. So the economic is struggling, but the stock is kind of all-time high because the central bank, they just keep printing money and spreading the money. And you can see in the consumer price index too. The consumer price index is kind of stay on the all-time but the consumer price index, according to data last week, it dropped in July. The US consumer price index dropped in July to a reading of 98 point something. If I'm not 100% accurate, because I've just kind of read the articles and stuff is still on my head, so the number might not be 100% accurate on that. So why did the consumer price index dropped in August? It was in the beginning of August, because the $600 for individual and a family of 1,002, it runs out in the end of July, and Congress refused to extend the program. So right now, the US citizens are like, yeah, they're kind of skeptical. They don't want to go for shopping because those free money which the government is giving them, 1,002 for household, for adults, for adult, and 600 for kids. It has been stopped temporarily because the Congress, U.S. Congress, and the Democrat and Republican, they failed to reach a deal. So that was the reason why you see the consumer price index drop. What we'll need to be watching at is going to be next week. Next week we'll see non-farm payroll, and not only non-farm payroll, the Fed will be speaking next week. So wasn't next week the Fed will be speaking? I think so. Yeah, should be next week. That's when the Fed will be speaking. Yeah, the non-farm payrolls, and we'll be getting a lot of information from next week. So let's see what will happen. But what is going on with the economy? right now does not reflect the stock market in the United States. What is going on with the U? Yeah, we already checked it. The US dollar. The US dollar has been losing strength against major currency. If you check the DXY, the dollars index. Let's just check the dollars index. You'll see what I'm talking about. Check the dollars index. Yeah, you can see the dollars index. The dollars index has been losing strength since kind of a very long time, July. Yeah, since March. The last index has been losing strength and continue losing strength even. And don't get food for this. Donald Trump really want this to happen because he was complaining before that the dollars is very strong. So now the dollars is losing strength. The stock market is high. He has big opportunity to be re-elected as the United States second term as the United States president. So everything which he wanted is kind of in terms of economy minus the collapse of the economy, but the stock market, they are pre-COVID high, which he is bragging about. A lot of those big guys, the rich millionaires, they have a lot of money in their pocket. They are buying stock. They are buying stock. So that is on the pre-COVID highs. Not only that, the crude oil prices is down. If you listen to his speech yesterday, he was bragging about it that the pump price of oil in the United States is kind of very low. Like it has not happened like that in the last 10 years or so. So the oil price is down. The dollars kind of losing strength. What he wanted, that he said before that dollar was too strong. Now the dollar is not that strong, and the stock exchange is pre-COVID high. So he's kind of having everything in his favor. For the last 2 or 3 months, the US job unemployment rates already ticked a little bit downward, and they gained almost 9 million jobs for the last 3 months during the summer. So everything is working to his favor in terms of the economy. So let's go to the UK. The UK, they decided to maintain their interest rate of 0.10. That's what the Bank of England did. And finally, where you go to what happened, let's see what is going on with the UK Euro USD right now. So you can see the British pounds USD kind of gaining a lot of strength, almost kind of hitting new highs, not new highs, but let me see which highs is it hitting. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly will give us clear view of what, yeah. Yeah, the British pound USD almost is kind of closer to December 2019 highs at 1.3500. So you can see the British pounds kind of gaining strength. So finally, let's go to the New Zealand. The New Zealand, in New Zealand, the same thing. The Monetary Policy Committee voted to maintain the official cash rate at 0.25%. That is for New Zealand. They left their interest rate unchanged at 0.25%. And for New Zealand, the economy, the currency, it's kind of against the US dollar is still the same thing. It's kind of gaining strength. You can see where it is right now, the SZD USD kind of making a lot of highs, new highs, and I think it will continue. Why will it continue? I don't expect the US dollar to to start gaining strength anytime soon. When that will happen is maybe after the election. The election is in November, so we have 2 months before the election. So you don't have to start having hope that hey, it's going to happen like this or this. Nah, it will not. Okay, this is the summer interest rates. Regan King, thank you for this wisdom. I do not have Instagram, but do you have Skype? Uh, I I don't know why do you need Skype. We always do webinar like this. Today is just interest rates. I usually talk uh, more details in terms of how to trade also. So on the webinar you can get it, or if you want to like listen to more webinar, we have guys that actually is even more have more knowledge than me in terms of analyzing the markets. Rega King, I'm talking to you. You can in the evening, FS Passion. You can go to his webinar in the evening. You can just put on notification, click on the notification button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will get a notification when FS Passion or when Doc, he knows more about stock too because he's trading the stock for almost 30 years. So Doc knows about stock. Or Vihas as well. Vihas usually do the visual forex, so you might benefit from his video Vihas because it's kind of coding the visual forex. You can tell him that oh, look at your strategy, what you want to build on the visual forex. He can give you an idea of how to do it, or you can watch his video. Vihas video, you can watch it as well. Then you have a lot of knowledge. So we have a lot of great analysts and people that host that usually give webinar, so you might benefit from it. Happy Friday to you everyone, Daniel, Regan and the other guys listening, and see you next week. I will be talking about next week more FOMO in trading. FOMO in trading is very important. FOMO is trading. Oh, Daniel said that 30 years FS Passion, you can see. No, no, Daniel, Doc is 30 years. FS Passion, I think almost 7 or 8 years, if I'm not mistaken, because I was talking to FS Passion before, or maybe I'm mistaken. Doc is 30 years, but FS Passion is 7 to 8 years in trading. See you, Daniel, and the other guys. I will be talking about FOMO in trading next week. You need to be, you guys need to click on the notification button and subscribe. It's going to be very important because if you can overcome the FOMO in trading, you drastically grow your account. FOMO always affects everybody, even the professional trader. So don't miss out for that webinar next week. Till then, remain blessed and see you next week. Good Friday to you all.